Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of December 4th, 2025. The current character challenge is Suicide Squad Deadshot. That is a 1-week repeat. There are no requirements at normal difficulty and only 9 fights each ladder, like all Suicide Squad challenges. After normal difficulty, the requirements are Deathstroke, Lobo, and Superman, who can get as low as bronze, gold, and gold tier, respectively. His passive is I Never Miss, which is all aiming minigames have a 50% bigger sweet spot to attain max damage, which will be up from 200% to 250% damage. And if a Suicide Squad member is fighting, there is a chance for an off-screen assist from Deadshot. His base stats, he has 1,450 attack, 1,250 health. It was last available November 21st of last year, so, just over a year ago.
Right. So the part that jumps out first is that he's got very high stats. So not the top. He's 50 less than Flashpoint Batman in attack and 50 less in the health. So he's 100 points base stats total less. Still pretty close to the top. The challenge itself has better prizes like all the Suicide Squad challenges. So you get a silver pack, gear locker, gold pack, before getting Deadshot instead of the usual bronze, credits, and then a silver pack. Passive is interesting. The off-screen assist is basically an unblockable special, and that's less relevant when we're using him as our main damage dealer. There's a chance to stun on Combo Ender, which is very small, and what's interesting is his Combo Ender counts as 3 hits. So the usual 2%, 2%, 2% damage on the basic attack, and then you'll get 3, 3, and 2. And also, but only the last 2 hits give the combo ender effects. Also, one of the characters who's like combo, if the combo ender triggers, will do more damage than the heavy combo, right? So normal combos are 2, 2, 2, 3, which is a total of 6 without the combo ender, and 9 if you get the combo ender. But he is 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, so he'll get 14 if he gets the combo ender, as opposed to 4, 4, 4 for 12% if like a swipe combo. So you get double the effect from gears like Razzle Go Scimitar or Gauntlets of Azrael or Overpowered Super. But since we're using him as a star of the team in the video that you're watching, that means he's not doing a lot of basic attacks because he's a specialist, and it means we're not taking advantage of that combo ender. And we're not spending really enough time off screen to get that part of his passive where he does the assist. And because we're using him as our specialist with 10 to total Master's Death Card, Master's Death Card shoves the opponent too far away so that his tap combo misses after the first maybe 1 or 2 hits. So you can't get the combo ender like you would sometimes with other characters when you tag them in, the ones that have a better range on their tap hits. So you have to, if you want to do that, you got to wait it out and let them come at you after the initial tagging effects of Master's Death Card. Swipe combo, though, has enough range to reach the opponent with all of the hits. And one of the things I really like about Deadshot is how short the refractory period after doing his special is. And you can quickly do 3 special 1 attacks against an opponent who has Astro Harness and Power. And that matters because we've got him loaded with Claw of Horus. Gives you a decent chance of shattering Astro Harness, so then you can tag in Rebirth Raven and steal the opponent's power. So the funny thing is, all right, so part of the passive says it's a bigger target. It actually doesn't look bigger. It doesn't feel bigger. It's really easy to miss the 250%. Now, mind you, that still means I get 199%, right?
Yeah.
But when they say that it's bigger, I mean, Arkham Origins Deathstroke has a much bigger 200% target, and they don't actually, that's not part of his passive saying, oh yeah, he's really, really special that way. Now, his Deadshot special 2 is great because any of the hits can knock out an opponent. Unlike some late higher stat challenge characters, we have tried using Enchantress Companion card because he gets an extra skull, 4 instead of 3, because he is his own Suicide Squad member, but it doesn't seem to offer enough benefit to me to be an improvement over Claw of Horus. If he had a special 2 that could only knock out an opponent on last hit, then it would make a lot more sense to use Enchantress as the 3rd gear. Unfortunately, if you really want to use him on a Suicide Squad team to take advantage of his passive, right, he's not going to be the best card. That would be Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, as long as there's a Suicide Squad Joker there. So he ends up still being a support card, which is not what we're trying to demonstrate here. And maybe that's his role, but he's powerful enough and his special 2 is good enough that you can see him really shining here with quick fights with him as the star of the team.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Next week, we expect to see Rebirth Jessica Cruz, and there's sort of a lot of bookkeeping in terms of where we are with cycles and how the cycles have been changing.
Yeah.
The important part is that we're about 24 weeks away from seeing if the cycle is looking like it's going to start repeating again.
Right.
And the longer we go, the more confident we are about our predictions. But to the average viewer, that probably doesn't matter a huge amount.
And I guess not even so much repeating, because this would be the first repeat. It's more just that if it's actually going to be the same as it was when they added the new characters and then stopped.
Yeah. That's repeating. Then it would be on its third cycle. So I think that's fair to call it repeating. This week's multiplayer reward is Master's Arms, which becomes Master's Death Cart. Its abilities are after tag in, enemy blocking stops 20% less damage for 6 seconds. A 100% area effect, which is opponent's team takes 15% damage from your special attacks. 100% area effect, opponent's team takes 35% damage under combo ender, and the evolved ability, which is a 100% chance to deal 20% unblockable damage on tag-in. It was last available in late April of this year. Next week, we expect to see Rebirth Wally West.
Right. So it is an excellent 4.5-star gear. Mm-hmm. Excellent, absolutely. So there's really one ability that makes this gear so important, useful, and legendary. And it's wild to me because it doesn't actually say it in the gear abilities. So, all right, reduced blocking. I don't notice it because the unblockable tag-in damage usually lets you get unblocked hits in, whether it's special or a combo. Mm-hmm. And even if they're blocking when you tag in, if you wait for the right moment, opponent drops your block, you can usually time an unblocked attack before they've had a chance to do anything to you.
Yeah.
The main exception is when they have bars of power and do a special. And in this case, the vulnerability window is small enough that it's hard, I might even say impossible, to sneak in an unblocked attack. Because after they drop their block, there's a very short period of time where you can do something, and they haven't done their special yet. Mm-hmm. Area effect on specials isn't as good as either Fourth World Mace or League of Assassin's Knives or other splash damage gears because it doesn't happen all at once. It ticks off like damage over time. So if you knock someone out and the teammate tags in, they stop taking splash damage. Unblockable damage of 20% is decent. And that's all the abilities, but that's not actually what makes this such a great gear. It's the hidden ability that unblocked damage generates power for you in multiplayer. Mm-hmm. And it is great in multiplayer because multiplayer is where you get more power for hitting the opponent. So the flip side is it's not as great in offline play because in offline, your opponent generates more power by getting hit. So they end up getting more power if they don't block those little sort of fists, I guess, that come in when you tag in. Mm-hmm. But absolutely, this is important gear. If you can this season, you really need to score in the top 5% to make sure you get one copy of this.
So there we go. Moving on to the store, we have the Rebirth Jessica Cruz pack. That is for $24.99 Canadian, prices in Canadian because that's the information we have access to.
And it's the only currency that matters.
Mm-hmm. It's a corroborating clue to next week. It doesn't come with the 100,000 power credits that the more expensive packs normally come with, so it's overpriced. It's like a double ripoff. And it also doesn't unlock it to purchase in your store afterwards for normal credits.
Yeah.
We also have the character bundle Darkseid War for $24.99, and that comes with Jessica Cruz Green Lantern, Apocalypse Darkseid, and their 2 respective gears.
So that's wild. They have 2 paid packs. Both of them have Jessica Cruz.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Justice League pack is in its second week. We talked about that a bit more last time. Mm-hmm. Phantom Zone is finished. This is the first week break that we get. We're going to get a second week break, and I think it's probably going to be back a couple weeks, 18th, probably.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. 562 is still broken. Last weekend's breakthrough for golds was Catwoman, Deathstroke, and Raven. So this coming weekend should be Cyborg, Batgirl, and Black Adam. You can always check the link in the description to a thread from Devlin16 that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle if you want to check out for yourself. As far as current glitches go, we go into more detail every time something significant changes, which did not happen this week. But we also go through on the first week of every month, which is right now. So you can always find every working glitch explained in a video as part of the playlist Current Working Glitches that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video, or finding it however you find playlists, on our page, whatever else. But we will go into some additional details and feedback here, answers to common questions if people are having trouble executing the glitches.
Right.
So starting off with significant not working glitches, stuff you might want to do that you aren't able to. Maybe you remember at some point being able to, and you're sort of seeing if you can figure out how to do those again. There is currently no working glitch for credits. In season 6, episode 9 of our Q&A, we had a larger discussion about some people using a glitch for power credits that involved 2 devices being logged simultaneously into one account.
Yeah.
We do not endorse anything that requires either 2 devices or 2 accounts to pull off, because you're at risk of getting banned. You're at risk of your account getting corrupted in a weird way, something called account bleeding, where your data sort of intermingles in a way that can really mess stuff up.
Right.
And in some cases make your account totally unusable. And anytime there's any sort of risk like that, we just are not willing to endorse anything. Not even sure if you can still do any multiple account related stuff, but we haven't, looked into it at all.
I think in theory, because of the mechanics of it, I think it's still possible.
Yeah.
But everything you said.
The glitch for getting repeated past multiplayer season rewards is not working. The glitch for getting early season rewards for multiplayer is also not working. You can have it happen by accident, but it usually messes you up if that happens. It's a bad thing, not a good thing.
Right.
There is no glitch to get through Phantom Zone quickly, although you can
speed
get through
runs
it pretty fast.
Yeah, we got some speed runs that are pretty impressive.
And the glitch that used to let you get free energy without watching the video is not working. Time shifting for free energy still does work, but that's a separate glitch.
Yeah, that's something different, right?
Moving on to the working glitches, the glitch to let you play Phantom Zone repeatedly was still working as recently as we could have tested, and the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working, and that's confirmed on the current Suicide Squad Deadshot challenge.
Right. So the 2 most common problems that people ask about with the challenge reset is they'll say, the cloud's not appearing. Or they'll say, the progress hasn't changed. And they are 2 sides of the same problem, right? So if the cloud doesn't appear, that means you're disconnecting too early. And at a higher level, if you don't disconnect, you stay connected, and you've done the glitch except for that one step, and the cloud still doesn't appear, then that's a bigger problem you have with your Google Play account. Either there's something wrong with your account, or there's something wrong with the way the account connects to Injustice. And you need to solve that before you can even try getting any success with the challenge reset. And the other part is that the cloud appears, but the progress remains. That means you are disconnecting too late. So these are, one is too early, one is too late. If the cloud doesn't appear, that's too early. If the cloud appears, but there's progress still there, too late. So then in between those is that sweet spot that you want to hit, where you've connected to your Google Play save, and because of your Google Play account, it's downloaded it off the cloud, and then you disconnect before Injustice downloads its server save onto your device, so that it's only the Google Play cloud save that's there.
So there we go. Make sure if you're resetting progress on Phantom Zone or the challenge that you're willing to reset progress on both, because doing either will do both.
And we don't have to worry about that for a couple of weeks, but it's something to keep in mind because you get in the habit of doing challenge reset over and over again.
And also, you can check out information in the description from Kakde, a commenter. If you're being forced to re-download a bunch of data every time you clear your app data or app data, you can move files around instead of clearing and then being forced to re-download stuff. So you need more space on your phone, but it will save you bandwidth, potentially data.
Right. Right.
The breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly is still working. And as well, the airplane mode /refund glitch is working. That's good for packs with random drops and lost laugh tickets. It's good for anything except for stuff that requires internet connection. So that doesn't work for Phantom Zone. That doesn't work for paid packs that have random drops, right? Because you need to be disconnected from the internet to reset your rewards.
Okay.
So there we go. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges, like we mentioned earlier. As always, return your clock back to normal before you finish doing that and go back to playing normally, because it can mess up your rewards timers for stuff like challenges. For anything that requires a sort of server connection and a device time connection to be synced up,
Yeah.
it seems like having them out of sync can mess up
So
your
events
rewards.
won't show up. So you won't get Phantom Zone when you're supposed to. You won't get the challenge when you're supposed to. All that event calendar stuff.
Yep. And in between not working and working glitches, we have the promotion glitch where you can promote characters that are still locked. It is not testable. It's not usable. It hasn't been since update 2.14, but it's technically never failed us. So we are keeping it in here on that exact technicality.
Exactly.
So there we go. That is all from us for this week. To finish up, we'd like to give a huge thank you to our patrons on Patreon.
That would be Michael Devries, Irvin Ruiz, Hoshi127, Nora Klimek, and Miguel, who are all supporting us on the credited level.
There we go. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.